Hello everyone and welcome back to Send It's Weather channel. Today we're going to do our generic, look ahead, looking into November and the start of December. But not only today, we're going to look at the 6-week trends from the ECM, the European model, for what the pressure patterns and the precipitation and temperatures are going to be like for the next 6 weeks. We're also going to be using some other data, extended range forecast, and we'll also be looking at the polar vortex. So let's start off with our mean sea level pressure anomalies. I've been seeing that a lot of you have been liking these videos, and thanks for subscribing and leaving a like on the channel, really helps out. Please do let me know if you've got any suggestions in the comments for future updates. Of course, just bringing out new things as I can, as and when I can. So yeah, let's see how this goes, this update. Now, I was going to do a 10-day forecast, as I normally do. However, the forecasts aren't very interesting. It's going to be very dry, as you'll see from the first week of this. So, if we look at the 28th of October to the 4th of November, high pressure is sat over the top of the country, as you can see here, leaving it very dry, relatively mild. And as you can see on the 500 HPA, it's the same, similar trend. Temperature anomalies are about 1 to 3 degrees above average and 3 to 6 degrees in parts of central southern Scotland and parts of Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland. Precipitation, obviously, with that high, sat right over the top of the country, very dry. So yeah, as you can see, there's not much to talk about with the short to medium range. Things have changed. We were actually expected to get the high pressure up towards Greenland and Iceland, like a ridge, and block off the Atlantic and bring down a cold northerly. However, it's not happened, and subtle changes such as the Westerlies have affected things slightly, which has strengthened the block. Well, block. It's just a large ridge of high pressure, bringing lots of dry weather. Not particularly cold, could be quite mild to be honest. Depends where that high sits. Week 2 is the 4th to the 11th of November, and again, high pressure is sat just over and to the west, the east of the UK. Not much to say. Very dry again. Temperature anomalies are again. Look where all the cold air is going. Eastern Europe, into parts of into parts of Western Russia. Much of Eastern Europe is plunged below average, and here we are with 1 to 3 degrees above average. Subtle shifts cause problems again, much drier than average. Week 3 will be the 11th to the 18th of November, and again, the stubborn high pressure is sat right over the top of the country, so it could be a very prolonged dry spell. This is not what it said before. However, subtle changes have caused this. Temperature anomalies again, 1 to 3 degrees above average. Precipitation, again, meh. Again, it's showing the similar pattern. This is week 3. Sorry, I didn't show this originally, but this is showing the exact same thing. So not very interesting. Week 4 will be the 18th, 19th to the 25th of October. And again, low pressure centred to the north, high pressure to the south, winds are in from the west. Again, looks like a mild month to me. Things have changed dramatically, and again, looks like we're on a westerly trajectory with the low pressure centred towards Greenland, Iceland, and the Nordic regions. Temperature anomalies, again, cooling down, but obviously we're getting further out, so weaker signals. But again, about a degree or 2 above average. Precipitation looks wetter than average to the north, drier than average to the south. So we're kind of sat in the middle of weather systems. Going into December then, the 25th of November to the 2nd of December. Alright, so low pressure centred to the north again, high pressure to the south, and again, winds are in from the west. Wow. Temperature anomalies, about a degree above average, and precipitation, wetter to the north, dry to the south. Again, westerly pattern. And finally, weeks, well, no, I didn't show weeks, but again, it's a similar thing. They're both showing the same trend, high pressure to the north, low pressure to the south, and winds in from the west. And then finally, week 6, the 2nd of December to the 9th of December. Well, the high pressure seems to have moved slightly further westwards into more of the Atlantic. Low pressure still to the north, and winds may turn into a northwest-southeast tilt. So winds may be in from a slightly cooler northwesterly, but it will not make much difference at all. 500 HPA charts do not show it at all. and temperature anomalies again above average. So very tough to forecast. This will not happen. It will not. I assume it wouldn't be dry for 6 weeks straight. Like I don't assume this would happen, but it's a very strange change. It was showing colder weather for November, but this is how things change with the weather, I'm afraid. It is quite annoying, but subtle changes can cause differences and shifts. Anything like with this high pressure, if it moves slightly northwards, then you're not far off a northerly, but whether that would happen or not is uncertain, of course. Now, I haven't shown these before. These are the weather regime probabilities, extended range forecasts. So this is showing all of the individual models within the ECM ensemble, so every single run that the ECM does at the midnight and the 12Z run, and it compiles them together. So this is from the 28th of October, as you can see there. And as you can see, there's Atlantic Ridge there, which is the high, which is going to be sat to the north. Few signs of block around the 5th to the 11th. That's going to be when the high sat right over the top of the country, up towards Greenland. And then after that, you'll notice that after about the 12th onwards, that the trend towards a positive NAO continues, which would mean winds are in from the west, the pest from the west. However, as you can see, it's not completely certain that this will happen. There's quite a high majority, but there's also Atlantic Ridge in, and also block are also quite high. So it wouldn't take much, like I said, to change this pattern. However, what the main issue is the polar vortex, and I'll show you that now. At the beginning of the season, it was weaker than average. However, now it is actually above average. It's by the 4th of November, it's set to tick up way above average, and then drop down and eventually pick up. As you can see, a lot of runs are going way above the average winds of the polar vortex, which means that it's a strong polar vortex this year. This is the average line here. This thick red line. I know it's hard to see. Sorry. This is a thick red line. Is the zonal mean winds? Blah blah blah. The average. And as you can see, it's well above average, which means that it is more difficult to get Atlantic Ridge in when you've got more low pressure systems around Greenland and Iceland, which might be why there's more chance of a westerly wind. So things aren't looking very interesting on this update, to be honest. On last update, I was talking about blocking and ridging towards Greenland, and things could be quite interesting for November, but things have turned. It looks like it's going to be way milder than average. So we'll have to just wait and see. As you can see, there's not many runs on this either, which are going, cool. Well, not cooler. Which are going like with a weaker than average polar vortex, which would allow possibly cooler conditions. But it looks like we're going to have a very strong polar vortex as we head into December. So could be another write-off winter, but I'm not going to write it off just yet because things can very quickly change. Like we've seen this cold pattern, things could change from very mild to very cold very quickly in the UK. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But thank you all for watching. If you found this video informative and helpful, then please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. We're on the road to 200 subscribers. Greatly appreciate it if you subscribed. And please do let me know in the comments what you'd like to see on the channel. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode.